differ. You highlighted having 3 sets, basically more work for the same content, and that's what I deduced. Am I correct?
It's not the same content, it's different content.
Similar.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. All right, so how do advertising strategies differ when targeting audience on TV versus social media? So I'd like that you go a bit more in depth when you're creating these advertising strategies for both.
Okay, so again, a lot of things boil down to demography, age groups, sex, which platforms or devices is a particular age group using. So we can't always run and use Facebook or run an Instagram ad or Twitter, etc. What are they working class? Are they working, and etc. So you know that we look to possibly running some LinkedIn ads as well. If it's that you want a particular area of management, C-suite managers, etc. In addition to that as well, it also boils down to ad copies, as I mentioned before, audiences. Sometimes it even comes down to color of the creative that you use, the background color that you use. And whether you're using a man or a woman in the photo, man, woman, and child. So a lot of those things you have to take into consideration when running those particular advertisements. And when it comes to television, I'm sure it's definitely it's the same as well. So if it's that you want to target a particular demographic, you know that you have to push your ad in a particular time slot and etc. To run on the back of whatever content that's being run at that particular time. So there's a lot of things that takes there's a lot of moving parts when it comes to digital advertising versus television, but at the same time it gives you a lot of data and analysis as well to let you understand that what audiences didn't work, what keywords didn't work, what worked but something else didn't work. Like for example, the audience liked your creative, they clicked on it, went on your website, but they keep exiting the website for some particular reason. So TV doesn't give you that. So that's just a big thing between the difference between the two and the advantages of social media / digital advertising over television. And in addition to that as well, I think Delia mentioned it, but social media is a brand's, it can be a brand's very large research tool. And it can give you data and insights immediately, letting you understand, what's what and what's not working. There.
All right, well, I also would like to know if, Mr. Granderson, if your strategies differ, because as a PR manager, I know that that's public relations, but you do tap into advertising, because just like in the IMC course, you've had to learn advertising, public relations, social marketing, right? So how does your strategy differ from what Mr. Fraser says?
Actually, no, it's pretty much the same thing. It's cookie cutter. It is a case where we're able to get a lot more in-depth analysis from social media. And so once you're doing any type of strategy, any type of campaign, any type of communication, as I said before, we have to do it hand in hand. However, digital media plays a larger part these days simply because of the analytics that you can get from it. It literally brings your consumer right up in front of you, and it strips away the different layers, so you're able to see what exactly works, what doesn't, how I can fix it. A big part of this thing as well, for digital, which you can do on TV or traditional, once you place an ad in TV or, well, TV you can remove it, but like in traditional, that's it. However, for social media, you put $50 behind this particular thing, you realize it's not working. All right, let me move it and put it somewhere else because that might work better. And because you're literally seeing it in real time, what's happening. So that's what's nice about social media, the dynamism of it, and not so nice with traditional because it's a lot more structured, which is why and most of you would have been learning this in IMC. You have to do both hand in hand because you literally have a target audience or a market within all the different spheres, whether it is traditional or digital.
Okay, thank you for that. So I will now go to Mr. Berry. Or I can share my mic, whichever one. Has the rise of social media altered audience expectations for TV content? And how do producers adapt to these changing demands?
Yeah, man, I definitely not make not make top three at all. Jeez, okay, so the question is,
Has the rise of social media altered audience expectations for TV content? And then how do producers, because you've done producing, right, adapt to these changing demands?
I'll say yes. It has changed. For example, I would say in terms of, you see now people attention span, the audience attention span, it goes very quickly, right? And so what I find a lot in terms of people behind the scenes producing, especially for TV, if you are a already ready-made brand, and so you will realize that, in my mind, honestly, I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if 15 years from now, or probably 8 years from now, you probably have me, I read the weather. You get me? Because now I think a lot of brands are realizing that if you want to keep attention, you do give familiar faces. Originally, TV was a space that actually broke a lot of these personal brands. And so if you never did on TV, that's it. Now you're having people, if you're in an audition room and there's a producer and there is a new program there, and I'm looking at you and be like, TV is no longer the point where, okay, we're going to take you, we're just going to bill you now. If I recognize and do some work and realize that you have 15,000 followers, you've already kind of have a core of people, you're very good with a certain dynamic, whether it be Gen Z or, whichever generation that you're trying to target, and I'm putting together that show, I'm more likely to pick you, even though you might not be the most talented, but you already come to the table with something now, where if somebody's changing that channel and they look, I'm like, oh, I know you, they're likely to stop. And that is something that has been, has changed because of social media. Before, I realized that I didn't know what they did outside of TV. But you could connect with them, but no, I don't think TV is at a point now where they're investing like that to really build and develop these brands. They actually want the people to come kind of ready-made already. You get me? And that is because of social media.
Okay. As I said, I like the information that's being shared so far because, to be honest, I never thought of half of this. So I feel like this is a whole lesson in one, right? But I know that we could talk all day. I really could.
I just add something to what he's saying, Kimberly. I want to say, though, that TV is no longer the big back square thing on top of the counter. Let's just be clear. So TV is coming from that space where everybody in the house and we just have to stay here and watch it. Now I can watch TV. Social media has changed TV because now it's Move TV. So now I can watch TV in the bus, I can watch TV in the car, TV is on my phone, TV is on my laptop, TV is everywhere. So I would say that social media has also helped in making television a little bit more dynamic in its reach because people are able to see One Spot Media, us everywhere in the world, and so it's not very TV yet. TV is still that thing that keeps going. I just want to say.
Love that you brought that up.
Yeah.
Oh.
And a point to go back on both what Delia and Roshane said, I think what TV also does, and we see it, and this is probably the bad side, not TV, social media, is the bad side of it that maybe nobody's willing to talk about. The need for that immediate gratification, for the consumption of information now, that's something that we have seen evolving because of the advent of social media. So everything needs to be immediate. In terms of, even if, just me as somebody who maybe I go out and post every weekend, something might happen this one weekend and I can't do it. And you literally have people coming in and cussing, but why you don't have this video? It's my page. It's my content. Why are you rushing me? So it's that. And then sometimes it becomes very nasty in terms of the things that people say. And I think that's one of the for me, one of the drawbacks of social media, and that also that notion that I know you more than you know yourself. You belong to me. That's what social media has given to people and given them this facade or a wall that they can hide behind and say anything and do anything. And brands are seeing that come up with any little scandal might happen. Everybody have an opinion, even when it's not a factual one. And that's something that has given a voice. That's what social media has given a voice to everybody, even when it's not needed or not necessary.
All right, well, I love that information that you added onto it, because what I have gotten from everything is that over time, the border or the division between TV and social media is slowly like sort of dissolving, because as you said, TV is now on the go. It's now collapsing into each other. That is what I'm getting from the content that has been shared. All right, so we will be wrapping up this panel discussion. I know it's very insightful. I know we love the information being shared. Before we actually do that, I would love just a short, I guess, advice, right, for future media practitioners, because I know that's what some of us came here, want to, as a guidance, like, what do we do? Is it something we run away from, go the furthest direction, or, something you can tell us to help to make our transition into media a bit quicker? And I'd like to hear from each of you. Anyone can feel free to start.
I think the one thing I would say, and it's something that I stand by on myself personally, it's two things. One, know what you want, and you go after it. But in doing that, you have to do the work. The second thing for me is you have to be intentional in whatever it is you're doing. Recognize that everything you do, social media has a footprint, so anything you do, whether off air or online, it stays with you forever. So you have to pretty much figure out what it is that you want, what you represent, what makes you tick, and then you have to kind of, go that way and then use that in whatever way you want to kind of carve out your niche in any particular area. And thirdly, I would say, don't settle. The sky's the limit. You're in media. You do well at media. After media, if you want to go into PR, even when people tell you can't go into PR, which is what people told me, and I'm in PR years later. So, and again, it's to say, do the work, do the research, and then you move and navigate. Don't make nobody tell you what you can and cannot do, because you're the owner of your own destiny.
That sounds like a life lesson, not only for media, but just overall, generally in life. All right, who would like to give the advice next?
Okay, yeah. Okay, so I would say own your experiences. I feel that, especially when you're trying to figure out where you want to position yourself in media, sometimes you don't value all of the things that you've been through. And the reason I say that, it's because we're in position now, it's because of all of my experiences. So I didn't get to come through to Karamak, but I was always Karamak adjacent. And so the reason why I am successful and still here years later, even though I would have started out when you never know about a YouTube channel, it's because I had the understanding and the structure of what television production is, and I had people around me. And when I looked at my own personal experiences, I was always watching TV, love pop culture. Every Friday is, may I watch Anthony Miller on Entertainment Report until my mother turned 7-day Adventist, I could watch it again. But like, all of these, and so when I was trying to position myself about, like what am I going to do in media, like what's happening there, and realizing that the program that was created, it's because of my love for watching TV, pop culture. And the reason why it has been able to last is because of all the experiences that I've had watching these shows and seeing the camera people that are around with them camera. So I respected the craft. So you're trying to find your brand right now, look at the thing. Everybody has that one thing that is unique to you. If you have an experience and it comes from sports, if it comes from food, you're building your personal brand, draw it. If your mother used to cuss you and them something there, you have probably, I can speak about mental health and abuse and them something there, but allow it to actually help to cultivate how you position yourself moving forward. That's my 2 cents.
Okay, so it sounds like we need to hone our experiences and use it to our advantage. All right, so it seems that Mr. Fraser is next to share his advice.
All right, guys, so I'm going to start with the life advice first. So whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. Whatever it is that you set out to do, you can get it done. I have a tattoo on my hand that says victory is assured. We just need to act. So whatever it is in life that you want to get done, you go for it. When it comes to career advice, when it comes to digital advertising and marketing, try to get as much experience in as many tools as possible when it comes to marketing. And after a while, when you've gotten as much experience as possible, try to zone in terms of expertise in about 2 or 3. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to marketing tools, it's like knowing how to use a saw, knowing how to use a hammer, and etc. These are the things that are the future that can help you move from one point to another when it comes to marketing and advertising. So try to get as much experience as possible in as many marketing tools. Google Ads, Google Search, Google Display, YouTube, social media, Facebook, and etc. And yeah, just zone in on 2 or 3 and just increase your expertise as much as possible. And also remember, data analytics is key. No matter which industry you go in, data will always follow you. So get used to it from now.
I like that. And then I know that we started with you, and I know what the Bible says, the first shall be last and the last shall be first.
It's
so
age.
we're going to ask that you share the final advice.
I think one of the common things that we've heard from everybody here is it's important to know the fundamentals. That's why you're here at CARE. That's why you're at UA. If you feel you're going to go in it and just feel your way and fluff your way around, you may or may not be successful, but it's important to know the principles and the fundamentals. If you heard them, just spitting them out this evening. So it's important. And then once you have that, always go with an open mind. Never stop learning. Never stop learning and creating and innovating, because television changes, audiences change. If I watch Lime Tree Lane and Pull It All, and then I watch what's Ringing, it's so different. So if you go in and you go in with a mindset that you don't want to learn and grow, listen, social media has turned the global village into a housing scheme. Like we all live right here. And so we're following people who are influencers in another continent. And we wouldn't have heard about them or known about them were it not for social media. And so the world sees things differently as well. So learn some of the things that they're doing. What does culture dictate? What do people want to see? I started off in sports. And then I was producing news stuff. And then I'm hosting Smile. And then I'm creating dramas. So, you know, it really is the oyster of television and social media. There are no limits to what you can do. So take the fundamentals and go out there with an open mind, learn, and grow.
All right, guys. I hope that stuck with you. Never stop learning. So there we have it. I hope I can speak for all of us when I say that this was a very insightful and informative discussion. I know before now, I never thought about TV this deeply, I promise you. This was just, you know, go and watch my favorite cartoon, but now it makes me think a bit more deeply into even the content that I choose to watch. So now before we go, I know I mentioned a Q&A segment, but before we get into that, we're gonna take a 5-minute music break. I know we've been asking a lot of you. So we're going to ask that you, or allow you to take a break, and we'll be back in 5 minutes.
Every year it's a TV celebration since 1996, November 21. TV, a powerful mass media tool, impacting the world and shaping you. World TV Day, it's World TV be my Valentine. You know you do make you want temperature days. If you leave me a good time. You are like the oxygen I need to survive. I'll be honest. Loving the thought of me, I am so obsessed. I want to chop your heart. Nobody dey back at this feel. But now make us feel. I'm love wanting to make a bad man feel.
I see the crystal raindrops fall and the beauty of it all when the sun comes shining through. You make those rainbows in my mind when I think of you sometime, and I want to spend some time with you. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Building castles in the sky, just the two of us, you and I. We look for love, no time for tears. Wasted world is all that is. It don't make them fly on the road. The things might come to those who wait, not to those who wait too. We got love for all we know.
Okay, guys, so as I said, we wrapped up the panel discussion, but we're going to go into our questions. So I know that we have a lot of aspiring media practitioners in here tonight. I know we have some online as well. We do have persons managing the online forum as well, so feel free to submit your questions there, and persons online will share it with us so we can ask our panelists on your behalf. So I'm going to ask if there's any questions in the room, something that you may have been wondering about, or even if it was not mentioned in the discussion that you would love to hear about, feel free to share your question, and our esteemed panelists will be happy to provide an answer.
Question.
Okay, I see a hand. Feel free to come to this mic here.
Check.
And feel free to direct your question to anyone in particular if you'd like, or you can state that it's open for the floor.
Okay, great. Good evening. My name is Omolora Wilson. I'm the UWI Mona Guild President for the academic year, and I'm here in support of this event and World TV Day. And that's how important it is, especially for CARIMAC students, and just contributing to the future of TV and the world. Now, I've been listening to the conversation. I'm fascinated by it. I love it. I was listening. I was like, listen to that, listen to that. Oh my God, celebrities are talking. But then, when we talk about television, and we talk about not just any television, but local television, we realize, and this is what I realize, I don't know if it's the case, and I love for some advice, not just for me, but for students who want to contribute to the world of TV in the soon future, because we only have 3 to 5 years here anyways. For me, when I look at TV, I realize that we have faces that are there that represent TV, or TV as we know it in Jamaica and the Caribbean by an extension. So these are the faces that we attach to TV. And to be honest, it's so difficult to transition from those faces to new faces. And it's rarely done. We barely see new faces in TV. And even when we introduce faces to TV, they're either popular faces that are already just, you know, social media savvy and out there on our screens, so we double tap and just do it all. And then we just put them in the TV space, and then we still are waiting for those who really and truly have a passion to not just be at the screen, at the front of the screen, but even those who are working backstage to ensure that everything is coming to life. So as persons who are top tier experts in the world of TV, and not just TV, but TV and social media, because we must come to the understanding that social media plays an integral role in who we are as people today. And that's just the truth. We can't fight it. What is, or what are some of the advice you'd give to us as students and as budding TV faces or budding TV workers to just become the new faces of TV? Because the meat of the matter is TV will never die. No matter how small the screen gets, TV is essential. But we too must have the opportunity to step forward. So what are some of the advice you'd give to not just me, but all the students here this evening? Thank you.
Directed to anyone in particular, or is it open to the floor?
The world.
The world, okay.
Oh, what's her name? I like her energy. Yeah, man, it's vibes. All right, so here's what I'm going to add to that. Because I would say I was kind of in a similar situation. So I remember leaving, UWI and, trying to look for experiences. Because usually if you leave from humanities, I'm saying become a teacher and all kind of things like that. I didn't really want to do that. At one point, the option was to become some brand ambassador. And when I get the interview, they're going to put like, okay, Roshane Berry right here, so if he tastes his patty or something like that, and I thought that was going to be a goal. But when I looked at the other traditional spaces, didn't see where I would fit in terms of what I would have wanted to contribute. And so what I realized now, and at that time when social media started to emerge, is that you can create your own lane to do exactly what you want to do. And it seems hard initially, but had I waited for the traditional structure or what people would consider the system to make a space for me, I would be still at my mother's house in the back room around there until to this day. And so the thing that you have right now, you all have on the smartphones and you have the understanding, you not learn. And so one of the things I actually hate with people who, you leave from college is that you learn the theory, but you forget that the practical, it's also there. So to reinforce what you're learning, you do it. While I was going to UWI, and as I say, I was not even in Carmack, but the minute I see them go out and them I do for them recording, I did one video talking, doing like, it was Fluffy versus Slim, one Vox Pop. Never know, say I produce, but me I walk around and that's what I was doing while I was still here. So when whatever happened with Tessan happened later on, because it was already something that I was putting in practice, when the bookings and the stuff them come and they will call you to do these things as on a personal brand, if you are not actually putting into work or motion what y'all learn, it will go past, So don't sit down and wait on the spaces. Create the spaces. When you have friends, when you know a videographer, when you have a makeup artist friend, a producer friend, create your own structure and system. There have been a lot of people who have done it. There's Terrell Show, who has a popular show, and I think this year was able to have Destiny Style members there. But he's somebody who just found a space, find him camera people them, and he's able to produce that show. And I know similar for Delia. Delia, don't sit down and just wait on just you being a host. You've gone out and you actually produce your stuff, and you've been able to do that. And that's what has contributed to you becoming such a big brand.
Yeah. I want to say too, sometimes you don't just walk in front of the camera. A lot of the people that I work with now were runners, PAs. I mean, literally, because I did sports, and my knowledge of sports is why I was asked to do TV. And I went through a lot of interviews and a lot of stuff. And so I was hired with the knowledge that I was going to be on TV. TV never saw me for, I think, maybe 6 months. I had to go write the stories, tear the 7-part paper. I was running the prompter and doing all of that, because running the prompter was helping me to get the pacing of reading, and writing the stories was helping me to understand when I read it what it means. So I meet a lot of people who they say, oh, I want to be on TV, and sometimes it happens. Sometimes they do auditions and you come in and you're great, but there are a lot of ways to win a race. And if that's not the way, I tell people, come into the opening that's there. Because I see a lot of times, even at 32 Lyndhurst Road, people are there and somebody asks, I need somebody to voice something. The first time I voiced something, I was a studio engineer at Power 106, and an ad needed to go on radio. And Winford was a sales rep at the time, said, Delia, you can voice an ad. And I said, oh no, I don't voice ad, no. And him said, no, voice the ad, me need you to voice the ad, it have to go on. And I voiced the ad, and him said, no, but you can't voice ad, man. And then I went and did voice and speech. So sometimes the opportunity comes because you're there. Get yourself there. Get yourself there.
And that ties into what you said earlier regarding always being willing to learn. You know, so I love that you highlighted that. Do we have another question from the audience? Just one more, or you can go ahead.
Hello, good night. My name is Brandon Ramsey. I am from This Grace Space. It's a Christian Jamaican podcast. We're on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, or you call it X. And I have a question for Mr. Berry and Mr. Fraser, since you guys more likely work in the, I like to call it the social media space on that level, especially for Mr. Berry. With the ever-changing algorithms that are out there, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter, ever-changing algorithms, how to grab people's attention. I found that since, for my podcast, we make long-form content to get the different clips and to get I learned about the captions and how to do the captions and how to make the titles pop in everybody's face, and they see what you're talking about. How do you maneuver those spaces? Because I've seen your content, and it's similar with the captions. You're loud on the mic, you're talking to the person, interacting. How do you manage to get person's attention? Because you see the numbers, especially for Mr. Fraser, and for you as well. How do you manage those algorithms to not get, I would say, left behind until the next one comes around? Because it changes like almost every month. That's my question.
So, no, I just want to say that when it comes to organic posts and content, that's beyond my scope. So that's really
all right. No problem. Mr. Berry?
Oh, yeah. Oh, whoa. No, you just mentioned something loud and then you might just come to me this. Okay, so here's the thing. You mentioned earlier about, just like analyzing data. I recently started doing that. It was,
okay.
Just like everything for the fun. And then it slowly occurred to me that this is really a business, and that part of it should also be studied. So I started to go through my demographics and all of these different things. And one of the things I realized worked with, it's the title, Attention Grabbers, right? I didn't like it. I liked to just call a story and just be like, that is a black chair. That's boring in terms of YouTube, and I had to learn that maybe I can post something and just like, why won't people sit on that black chair? That already piques curiosity. And so even just when somebody clicks on the video, initially I would just start the video. So now I give them like a teaser. So let's just say I'm talking about a story, and for the 5, say I have something with Queenie and what the other woman name as thing?
Couldn't tell you.
That woman, the Amari. So Queenie and Amari, let's just say that's there. Before, when I started off, everything was very structured. Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Primetime News. Leave that right there. So the first 5 seconds, because of how people on social media are scrolling, what I'm going to start with is a little 2-second clip of Amari. I say, dirty girl Queenie. Right there, so boom. At least we can guarantee, say you watch a video for 4 seconds. After that, no, you're more likely. So just even learning that the captions, and I've been using some new thumbnails, and I realized that that has also been helpful. So play around with it, because sometimes you want to focus on the content, and you spend this entire time and produce it. But with that, that's the marketing. It don't make sense. You have a good product, and you don't try to, nobody knows about it. So you have to then start looking at what kind of titles work, what kind of caption work, and even you said that it's a Christian
Christian
podcast.
Jamaican podcast.
And so even with that, you still have to play that game. You have to have an attention grabber. What is the hook? And find value outside of just you having something that is based on spirituality and religion, right? But yeah, so just continue to do a tester, and once you find the thumbnail, keep a consistent look. So when people say that black and white, they're like, yeah man, that is you. They can identify you once they're scrolling.
All right, thank you.
Hi everyone, this is so loud. My name is Shamari Rikis. I'm a second-year journalism student. I'm also the public relations officer for the biggest faculty on campus, Humanities and Education. And my question is directed to Mr. Berry. I mean, Dele can answer to because she is in the media. But you mentioned earlier that we learned in first year that journalism is very fast-paced, as well as social media in general. You mentioned earlier, for example, the $82,000 thing going on right now. And a big part of journalism is ensuring that news is accurate, as well as getting it out, in time for it still to be relevant. So my question to you is, how do you navigate the balance between delivering news quickly and ensuring accuracy in your reporting? I can repeat if you want.
No, and I got it. Here's the thing. You see, my turnaround time, it's not very immediate, so it's not going to happen at 11 o'clock and then at 11:05. It might happen at 6:30 or 8 p.m. And so I would give myself, okay, if I want to jump on this story, this story might have a 24-hour shelf life. For some other bloggers and stuff, it might be important for them to put it out, in 5 minutes. And they will be producing something like, and that's all that. I want to at least do something that comes from, being enlightening and informative. And so I will give myself probably like a 48-hour max to kind of get this story where I'll watch and see how it develops. And then it's also how you present it. I think there are some people that they will jump up now. I can say that once again, that is a black chair. But when me talk about the black chair, it sounds like I'm doing a lot more. Come here, like, Jesus, people come and carry my one big dirty black chair. What is this? Right? There are other people now in terms of how you present that story. They will say something as fact and say that this black chair costs you $58 million. That's not so, because them get one text and them hear that. No. That's something I stay away from. So I will find value in the story because I realize I can monetize currency of whatever the topic is, and so I want to utilize it, but then I balance it in terms of how I present the information. Don't say anything that I know it's not factual. If there's something that somebody shared, I can say, well, Minister Babsy Grange did say this to this story, but I'm not going to add or subtract on that story, and that is how I keep myself out of trouble so far.
I'm going to say as well, what's his name? Sir P? Yes. No, I've never listened to his thing. But one thing I have realized is that whatever comes on social media, no matter how quickly it comes, there are people that are not, they're heading over to him. Because them say, he will have the details. So, you can always come with it first, but he will have the details, and he will have information that nobody else will have. So sometimes it's not even always about being first, but what are you bringing that's different and distinct about a story that will have people coming to you every time?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that. Okay, so I'm going to take the final question and answer, the final question for the Q&A segment.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Daindra. So I have a question to ask. This is for Delia Harris. However, before I ask her the question, I want to ask everybody a question, right? So raise your hand if you have never watched a stage show before, a stage play before. Never. Javon, stop it. Okay, I have another question. Raise your hand if you haven't watched a stage show a stage play in the last 3 months. And please be honest here. Wow, geez, even people, okay, thank you. Now, personally, I think that is a major issue. Something that I have realized as a young person is that a lot of my peers, they don't appreciate traditional art forms as much as I do. Now, what I want to ask you, Delia, Miss Auntie Delia, yes, what do you suggest that we can do to use the media to keep cultural retention alive?
All right. So, no, because social media tells you that they do love it, because the things that they spread on TikTok and the things that go mostly viral is Dale Elliott doing him skit them at home.
Mother.
Yeah, is Miss Pearly grandson talking about when him grow. Those are the things that people are watching. And I find I had a group of young people who came to Jamaica Land We Love, and when they were done, they were like, "Is this what a play is? Oh my God, I want to come and see a play." So I think it's just more exposure, and it's something that I've said to my theater people. So we have to let go off of the 4 wall and try to put more content out there in social media, so that, you know, the young people who are there engage with us a little bit more and see the quality of what we have to offer, that it's not just at the little theater or the little, but that they will see it too. But like I said, it's a challenge, you know, that we have where we're doing theater. You must come and see us doing theater. But we have to try break that now and see how much we can engage on social. But Jamaica people love comedy and acting and drama, and you TikTok it, they run with it, they love it.
Okay, great stuff.
Yeah, I just want to add to that. Do love it, but then do they want to pay for it? It's a different thing, and that's a part of it. I think also because, as you mentioned, we see the culture represented, whether it be on TikTok, people are throw word, people are do all of this and that sort of expression. And you're seeing it on Julie Mango's, you're seeing it for free, and but they will do that for a Marvel film, because to them it's like it's worth the production and all of these things. And so I was very much like the other set of people, and I back in the day I did actually do one play, it was Laugh It Off. And yeah, man, they get put up on stage and all kind of things, and that was, yeah, it was like the first social media person to, you know, kind of transition into stuff like that. And it was big. I was doing a play with Simone Clark Cooper, Patricia K. Aarons, Akeem Mignot. It was at Philip Sherlock. So yeah, man, yeah, it was Pitchy Patchy before Pitchy Patchy. And so when doing that, I jumped into it and me like, okay, you know, I'm gonna get a little influencer token card, because I never really know for act. And when I saw what it was and like how people were really showing up for months, weeks, doing this thing, and then when you look some of the time, them like the audiences, that it's not generating, but when they go up on Carib, they will do it. And I'm just like, if these people could just say something exciting is happening, they would go. But for some reason, I just think as a society, we don't value the creative arts. And for all of you here, if you want to start a show, if you want to start a production, I'm sure anybody can talk how hard it is to try to secure partnerships and certain funding into projects. And so, I don't know if no social media.
The experience though. When you go to Caribbean, you buy your nachos and your thing, and you're on a date, and you go out, it's a social thing. And the infrastructure. We don't have the infrastructure here in Jamaica, and that's the problem.
Wow.
If you have the infrastructure that will encourage people to come out, and most of the places I've been, I was in Germany earlier this year, and all the theaters had cafes and restaurants, and so it was a whole experience of watching a show, but having dinner, having this. Right now we are battling with where the player go keep, sometimes people say, yeah, keep a show. I don't know if you keep a show. So we have infrastructure problems, which is a part of it. So we have to solve that first, Deandra.
Right. Thank you, Auntie.
Yeah.
All right, that was an excellent question. And we're going to take this question from our resident DJ this evening. You can go ahead and you can also highlight who you'd like to direct the question to.
All right, cool. The name is Adrian Williams, DJ Phoenix. All right, I am a communication arts practitioner, public relations major, journalism minor. So my question is in regards to social media in particular. One thing that we know for sure is that with TV, it has more structure in terms of content that goes out. So with social media, I think you said it, Barry, it's a free-for-all setting. From your practice, what do you do and what advice can you give to everybody watching all over the world in terms of keeping your content, filtered? Or what practices do you suggest people do? Because anything can go out there. So what can be done, or what do you suggest can be done?
Is the question open to the floor?
Floor, right.
Okay, so you're being asked to define filtered. What exactly do you mean by filtering?
All right, well, in terms of filtering, we're talking about positive impact. Anything can go out there, whether it's true. So fact-checking, in other words. There's not much fact-checking that may take place in a lot of posts on social media. So how do you stand out to ensure that people don't just put you in that bundle and say, oh, I'm just talk about things? You understand? Yeah.
All right, I see some facial expressions, and I'm leaning towards going to Garfeen on this one. His face was just too interesting to skip.
That's a very good question. I think for me, in terms of the little that I play in the space of social media, it's very important for whether individuals who have brands or brands who have brands to figure out what are your brand pillars, what do you stand for, and I think from that, once you're able to discern that, then you're able to kind of put yourself on the right path to say, okay, these are the things that I will do to be on the right path. So you have to know how you align yourself. For example, there are some brands who probably will come to you to say you want to do a particular, whether it is a condom, whether it is rum, whether it is a party, whether it is some type of stamina drink or whatever it is. There's some people in the space who that is okay for them, and they just go and they represent all on sundry, and it's fine. But then you have to look at yourself and say, okay, where it is that I want to go? What it is that I represent? What are my brand standards? And then from that, you have to discern and say, okay, these are the brands that I can align with because we kind of have the same moral compass, sort of thing. And so you also have to develop the ability to say no for certain things, because that also helps you to position yourself in a particular way, in a particular manner, and then after a while, you then become a subject matter in that particular area. And then after that, the doors open and people consistently come. But I think just to go back to the question, you have to be able to define what your brand pillars are and what you represent, and then from there, you just continue to navigate throughout the space.
Okay, thank you for that.
How many do I get to jump in?
Oh, sure. Oh. Go ahead.
Yeah, I did want to add to that question as well. I think when you're starting out and you're putting out content, you might not have an idea what your pillars are, okay? So, willy-nilly. But also listen to your audience. 'Cause I think sometimes your audience will kind of tell you exactly what value you bring. And so I remember, doing content and I just say, oh, I'm just doing mix-up. But people would say like, hey, you're kind of intelligent. I'm like, wait, what? I am legit not trying to show that. But in terms of how I would discuss certain things and certain information that I would share, they'd be able to draw that conclusion. And so over time, it became, I am going to be presenting what would be considered mix-up. But you see the same way, oh, you're going to have a burger, I am going to throw into a little, lettuce or something there. You would put in the information because, say, the social media space, them come for the ray, but you're going to leave with enlightenment. And so that's how I position myself. I think the other day, I heard the entire discourse happening about the Wayne Marshall situation, about his OD. And I saw that happening and I hate ignorance. Me hate people with ignorance come here like there's no way you're supposed to have a phone and information right in front of your face and you just choose to still be done. Right? And so even if you're going to talk from a place of darkness, when you're talking, you can like, yeah, I don't agree with you, but I understand where you come from with that. And so I realized that a lot of people, they didn't really know about the different categories. They didn't know about the difference with the OG, the OD, all of these. They didn't know the process. And so I saw that now, man, like, oh my God, people just don't know. Great, there's a video idea. I actually decided to then break it down for them to tell them the difference. The ON, the OJ, the OD, all of that, the commander versus the officer. And so many people, I thought everybody knew this. So many people never grew up on JIS. You get me? And so it was now my place to inform them on all of these things. I'm sure someone in here, if I'm quizzing, don't know. But there's an assumption once you got UE, you're supposed to kind of just have a general knowledge for every little thing, right? All right, so but not everybody in here did go Creative Academy for learning and all of these things. But the important thing is that you listen to your audience, then you start to position yourself. And so for me, that sort of content is very attractive to corporate Jamaica. And to live in Jamaica, it's very hard for you to kind of move up the ladder without having association, a strong connection with corporate, right? Because over there, you could get away and have a podcast and say anything and be reckless, and you will still have about 15, 20 brands that will give you $500,000 just so. Here, here's a very small pond. And all of the brand managers, as the Garfield can tell you, all of them are friends. You get me? The whole of them are friends, the whole of them went to UE, all of these type of things. So the word will get around once you have a brand that doesn't really add value. And so my final thing, and it's the thing that it's still kind of, I really have to say, is that you guys at Carmack, wanna make sense, wanna have value. There's no space for wanna to be mediocre, right? There's no reason why you're supposed to get all of this information and all this knowledge and training, and if I put you in our room with a regular outer road, I cannot tell the difference. When you utilize the superpower right here, there's no reason why you're supposed to say no enter media and people asking certain things about certain TV station and clueless. Spending the time to actually know the space. When you can't believe in here, somebody where's no curiosity. You understand why no one be in a media? It has to be more than just the optics of, hey, I'm doing media. But you actually have a mind that is really going to add value to the space. If you can't answer that question, then just do some soul searching. That is all I have to say.
Well, Mr. Berry, I know you said earlier you wouldn't end up in the top 3 for Miss Universe, but you just moved to number 1 after those gems. Right? So I have to say it has been quite an insightful conversation. That is it for a highly anticipated discussion to celebrate Carmack's annual World TV Day. I want to thank our speakers once again for their invaluable contributions and to our audience for their participation. So we now have a performance by a songstress, Miss Ane, a former contestant on Digicel Rising Stars. Good night, everybody. Hello, good night. I feel very nice to be here. It's very nice to see all of you beautiful people and the beautiful panelists. This song that I'm gonna sing, I just wanted to reflect on the fact that
Even though we may not play a big role in the society, we all are legends in somebody else's eyes. It doesn't matter if you're the one watching the door, you're the one ushering someone in. You are helping, and you're a legend. Thank you to somebody. Let's have it, and let's enjoy ourselves, right? Okay, ready?
Just like you. If you take a look inside, you see the great things that people do. Changing lives day and night, but nothing I do ever makes them lose. Still I have to do what's right to the King of all kings, all praises. Yesterday I was on a train, a little boy asked me my name. He said, sir, I've seen you before, tell me who are you? I said I am a legend that you never heard of before. See it if you know it, I am a lion, but you never heard me roar. Oh, I am a hero that nobody celebrates. But if I'm losing, what is your name? Yeah. That means you've made a change. You're the man who cooks the food and feed the street people in the afternoon. You're the lady with the broom, sweeping the sons of your house you soon. You're the soldier, making sure everything's alright. And if you ask me, I'm quite fine, being an ordinary person doing what's right. Yesterday at the football game, a little girl asked me your name. He said, that's it, who you are, tell me who are you? Oh, I'll tell you, you're a legend that they never heard of before. Oh, you are a lion, but they never heard you roar. Oh, you are a hero that nobody celebrates. And if one person remembers your name, yeah, yeah, that means you are the ocean of fame, you're the unknown sailor. You're the percussionist playing with the wailers, the mover, the shaker, the unknown sailor. Your name wasn't on the front of the paper, but we not cater. Cause all of your work is greater. Creation reflects creator. Cause all is done in the name of your maker. Cause you are a legend that you never heard of before. All the legends raise your hand. You are a lion, but they never heard you roar. No, you are a hero that nobody celebrates. And if one person remember your name, just remember, and today you are a legend that they never heard of. Oh, you are a lion, but they never heard you roar. Yeah, you are a hero that nobody celebrates. Yeah. And if one person remember your name, just remember you are making a change. Story of my life, ordinary person just like you. If you take a look inside, you see the great things that we all do. You're changing lives day in, day out. They might not show it, but you still gotta do it. Ooh, yeah. Thank you.
Listen, I don't know about you, but after that song, I know we need to have an arrangement. I need you for my little ringtone in the morning, my alarm, because with that, I can't stay in bed. I'm a legend. We have to say thank you, Annie, for that lovely rendition. It was so nice. We had to clap twice. All right, so I know we're seeing a lot of gift baskets over there, and I know a couple of them probably have dibs on some of them. But guess what? we actually can give some of them to you. We're going to invite Miss Danielle Tavares for the giveaway segment.
All right, good night, everyone. Good night. Thank you all for coming out. Now, as Kimian had said, that we have some lovely giveaways ready for you. Yeah, everyone is ready now? All right, so I have a couple questions, but before we get to the question part of the giveaway, we will be having a post-evaluation. So, I'm going to have 2 ushers walk around for you to scan a code. At the end of the giveaway, I'm going to ask for a random name from anyone who fills out the post-evaluation. All right? And that random person will win one of our lovely gift baskets to my left, your right. All right? All right, so they're going to start walking around with the QR code, and you can scan it while I'm going through the giveaways. So that's going to be one of the giveaways. The second gift basket giveaway, you might be the lucky person to reach under your desk and find a piece of paper. You can look at the desk in front of you or behind or your desk. Feel through under the desk. Who's under the desk? Anyone sees it? Is that paper? Anyone got the paper? Danger! I'm going to invite Danger forward. Congratulations to Danger Harrison for winning our first giveaway of the evening. I'm going to invite you up. Well done. The other papers I am not responsible for. I don't know who put those there. I'm sorry. All right. For our online viewers, don't worry. We also have a giveaway for you, courtesy of Bliss Therapist Skincare. So I'm going to ask my tech team to work with me, my streaming team to work with me, to give me a random name, and you will be our random winner for this giveaway. So while they're working on giving me that name, I'm going to move on to our other giveaway. So this is a question part of our giveaway. So everybody likes Christmas who's here, right? Like it's a time, you know? It's a season, right? So the first person who can come up here beside me to answer this question will win a giveaway courtesy of Hearty Treats JA. All right? Hearty Treats JA, I just can guarantee you guys, you love the baked goods. All right? It's baked goods. What did the salt say to the pepper? What did the salt say to the pepper? Just come right up. Woo!
Yacht.
I'm sorry, that's not the answer. Just gonna go again.
Season's greeting.
Season's greeting. That is what the salt said to the pepper. Season's greetings. All right. Now, as young budding professionals, we all are in need of a wonderful, beautiful, professional headshot. Now, courtesy of one of our sponsors, SC Photography, who has sponsored us a basic headshot package. So, the first person who can come up and list 6 brands of televisions gets that giveaway. 6 brands of TV. 6 brands, 6 TV brands. 6 TV brands. Yeah, electronic, like TV.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. So the first one is Panasonic. The second one is Samsung. Samsung. My bad, tongue twister. The third is TCL. All right. There's the one in the Indian store called Paramount. Yeah. Yeah, but there are 5.
That's 4. You have 2 more. You have 2 more.
As in, we have the Sharp TV. And lastly, LG.
There you go. All right. So for our next giveaway, let me see those who know them Bible. If you know your Bible, raise your hand. This one is for you. Which woman in the Bible took Joshua's 3 spies and hid them in her house? I'm going to need the audience help to decide who got up here first. Him or her? Him or her? The orange.
Rehab.
Are we accepting the answer?
Blessing, morning, testimony. Go to follow.
Was courtesy of Who's Dino Christian Clothing Brand. But we also have one more from Who's Dino Christian Clothing Brand for a female. This one might be a little rough. Don't blame me, Kimmy. But don't blame me, blame Kimmy. What is higher than God, lower than the devil? If humans eat it, they die, and the dead feed on it. What is higher than God, lower than the devil?
Nothing.
Nothing higher than God. Nothing is lower than the devil. If humans eat nothing, they die, and the dead feed on. Well done. Our last giveaway is courtesy of Chic Accessories. Now, whoever can list 2 persons who did promotional videos on the Karamak Instagram page for World TV Day. Give it up for our lovely faculty rep, everyone.
Okay, so the 2 persons are Javon Gordon and my Carmack rep, Leopold Smith.
Thank you to everyone who participated, and thank you to all our sponsors for sponsoring this giveaway. All right, I see that my tech team is ready for the online winner.
All right. Mic test. 1, 2, 3. All right, everyone. So the tech team would have randomly selected a winner who would have filled out the evaluation form. So thank you so much for your feedback. Now the winner is KD McLeod.
KD McLeod, are you here? KD McLeod? Oh, online. Oh my. I'm sorry. I heard post eval. I'm sorry. She's online. All right. Congratulations to our online viewer, KD McLeod, who won a giveaway basket. Is there another for the random giveaway? Oh, I did the random giveaway. All right. So that is all of the giveaways for this evening. And thank you to all our sponsors for their lovely, generous donation. Thank you.
Give it up to Miss Danielle Tavares for the giveaway segment. Okay, so I know that we gave some gifts to our audience because we're really appreciative that you guys took the time to be here. But we also have to show appreciation to our esteemed panelists. So we will begin with the lady who was the first, then the last, then also, once again, will be the first, Miss Delia Harris. Candice Ramsey will be presenting her gift. And next, we would like to present a gift to Mr. DeAndre Fraser. Next, we'll be going in the same order, Mr. Garfeen Grandison. And last but definitely not least, Mr. Rashane Doty Berry. Trust me, we believe that you deserve so much more, but this is just a token of our appreciation because we know that you all have very busy schedules. Like, I have been communicating with you guys and I know things are just always going, but yet you made the time to be here today, so thank you. And then before we wrap up for the evening, we invite Miss Jada Delani Sampson for the vote of thanks.
I just want to say thank you for the many things you've done.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, members of the media, and those who brave the evening traffic to be with us tonight, I extend a warm and heartfelt thank you for attending this evening's event. Your presence has added an immense value to our gathering, and we're truly grateful for your participation. Tonight, we've gathered to commemorate World Television Day, where we engaged in a discussion under our chosen theme, television and social media, two sides of the same coin. Firstly, our sincere gratitude to our illustrious CARIMAC director, Dr. Livingston White. Dr. White, your steadfast support is truly appreciated, and we're confident if supporting students was an Olympic sport, you would have the gold medal. Acknowledging Dr. Alpha Obika, the program coordinator, whose invaluable contributions over the last 2 years have guaranteed the success of this event and served as an excellent source for the public relations cohort. We are sincerely appreciative to Dr. Obika's unwavering support and commitment to our program's development and success. Now, may I ask you to do me a little favor, please? Please help me make some noise for Mr. Stephen Davidson, our lecturer extraordinaire. Despite his claims of us not being his favorite, we, the public relations class, know better. Don't worry, sir, we're not gonna load up the team. Your patience, guidance, and support have been a true testament to your commitment. To our esteemed panelists, Delia Harris, Garfeen Grandison, DeAndre Fraser, and Rashane Doty Berry, big up on yourself. We want to express our profound appreciation for your presence, which has undoubtedly elevated our grand evening. We extend sincere gratitude for your commitment and the valuable time you've dedicated, especially considering the demands of the dynamic realm of media and communications. Throughout tonight's discussion, each of you has generously shared a wealth of invaluable information, and we cannot adequately convey our thanks for the priceless gems you have bestowed upon us. The public relations cohort would like to give a huge shout out to our incredible sponsors, the true heroes of our event. Your time, services, and efforts have been the driving force behind our success. And to our behind-the-scenes maestros on the production team, you are the unsung heroes who ensured everything ran well like a well-oiled machine. Our sponsors for tonight are Bow by Anjali, Bliss Therapy Skincare, Ralmar Photography, EC Photography, Who's Dina Christian Clothing, Facey Commodity, Massey Distributors, and Grace Kennedy. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you thought you heard the voice of an angel tonight, but that angelic voice belongs to none other than Ane, our special guest performer who graced us with her enchanting melodies, and our DJ, Mr. DJ Phoenix. A major thank you to the technical team, particularly Greg Dehaney, Alistair McLaren, and Javon Matthews. Thanks to their technical support, you get the pleasure of listening to my lovely voice. To our fabulous hosts and masters of ceremony, Miss Kimberly Max. I dare to quote the Jamaican parlance, she angled that. She has skillfully steered our discussions and ensured the evening remained engaging and on point. We couldn't have asked for a better host. Thank you to our tutor, Miss Adine Thomas. As we close this evening, we are seeking your assistance and would like to remind you to fill out the evaluation forms. It is not merely just a suggestion, it's a crucial part of our grading process. So, if you don't want to graduate, fill out the form. What me say? Fill out the form. Ladies, gentlemen, esteemed guests, members of the media, World Television Day 2023, don't know. Thanks to Uno. Walk good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Please get home safely and happy World TV Day.
Every year it's a every year it's a TV celebration since 1996 November 21. TV, a powerful mass media tool. When you don't know you mix reggae select Every year it's a TV celebration since 1996 November 21. TV, a powerful mass media tool, impacting the world and shaping you. It's World TV Day, World TV.
Also, guys, if it is that you are looking, you would like to take photos at our photo op section, it is here on my left, all right? So you can take